Hi folks, in this screencast video, we'll go over the assignment that's referred to as step 3 in the poetry task board assignment. You'll have a choice of which organizer you're going to complete. This video includes instructions for both organizers. We'll look at the organizer called Unpacking the Poem first. You'll use this organizer to capture your thoughts about your chosen poem and prepare to analyze it for your essay. You've already really started that work. Before you get started, make sure that you have your poetry analysis playlist open and that you reviewed your own thoughts and work. You can use this as a starting point and then build on it from here. So the directions say, choose one poem from step 2 of the analysis of poetry task board to analyze more closely. You've already done that in step 2. Read your poem carefully, making note of the poet's choices in the table below. Remember, you can use this document to help you. Again, you've already started this, and you'll expand on and deepen your thinking here. Make notes. Which devices does the poet use and for what purpose? Why do you think the poet chose to write the particular poem in this specific way? Here's where you'll really dig deep. Please pay attention to all of these questions. In order to do well on this task and the essay, you really need to be able to answer each of these questions. Here, you'll put in the poem title and the poet's name. If you focused on poet X, you'll need to identify which specific poem you're focusing on. Every time the author uses figurative language, imagery, or formal diction, or any of the other devices or techniques that we've talked about all year, that's an intentional choice that they've made. They make these choices to affect the reader and develop meaning in their work. In these boxes, you're looking for examples of what types of devices you've identified at left. And in these boxes, you'll explain why you think the author made the very specific choice to include that example. What do you think their purpose was? How does it affect your understanding of the poem? Does it make you think or feel a certain way? Does it help you understand their overall point or message in the poem? Think about these questions as you write your thoughts about the example you chose. Then, if you scroll down, you'll see that the next part deals with the overall meaning of the poem. You can start by writing a statement of theme, what you think the message of the poem might be. You should have already done this on the poetry and analysis playlist, but you'll need to update your theme a bit as you continue to analyze the poem. Then here, you'll put all the pieces together. Think about everything you wrote in the top boxes. How does all of that information combine to create a theme statement or a larger purpose of the poem? Why do you think the poet wrote this poem? What's the poet possibly saying about their experience in the world, their beliefs, about people or the world in general? So in that final, so what? Why does this even matter? That was one of your options. If that organizer doesn't seem like a great match for you, feel free to choose the other one. Let's look at it now. This one is called the Impressions of Capture Sheet. This organizer will also be used to capture your thoughts about your chosen poem and prepare to analyze it for your essay. Again, you've already started this work. Before you get started, make sure that you have your poetry analysis playlist open and that you've reviewed your own thoughts and work. You can use this as a starting point and build on it from there. The directions state, answer 2 questions in each section to help you capture your thoughts about your poem and prepare to analyze it in an essay. Your answer should be complete and thorough. Here, you'll put in the poem title and the poet's name. If you're choosing a selection from Poet X, you'll need to identify the title and page number for your poem. This organizer is broken up into 4 sections. First impressions, structure, poetic devices, and purpose or meaning. So you can see those 4 boxes there. Each has 4 to 6 questions designed to get you thinking about the topic of that section. You are to choose 2 questions per section to answer. Paste those questions into the boxes and then respond to the questions here. Remember, you should not be short and simple in your answers. You should always consider why the poet made the choice for each. Every time an author uses figurative language or imagery or formal diction or any of the other devices and techniques that we've talked about all year, that's an intentional choice that they've made. They made these choices to affect the reader and develop meaning in their work. Your answer should address why you think the author made the very specific choice to include that example. What do you think their purpose was? How does it affect your understanding of the poem? Does it make you think or feel a certain way? Does it help you understand their overall point or message for the poem? Think about all of these questions as you write your thoughts. Go through this process for each of the 4 sections. You'll notice that each section sort of builds on the last one. So by the time you get to the purpose or meaning section, you already have a lot of great information. Put it all together to make a statement about how it all combines to create a theme or larger purpose for the poem. Why do you think the poet wrote this poem? What is the poet possibly saying about their experience in the world, their beliefs about people, or the world in general? This is that final so what. Again, why does this poem even matter? Doing a good and thorough job on whichever organizer you choose will make writing the essay much easier. You're getting basically all of your really great thinking out now so that it'll be easier to organize your paragraphs and complete sentences later. If you don't want to feel like you're starting at the beginning, it's time to write an essay, an outline, and draft, take this step seriously. You'll do great. As you work on this assignment, keep the examples in mind and refer to it as often as you need to. It might also help to rewatch this video so you have reminders as you go through the organizer as you choose. This assignment is worth 15 formative points. If you have any questions at all, please attend the Zoom meeting, email me, or tag me in a comment on your document and I'll reply.